had to play, the difficulty of their run. Both teams have had a difficult run. The Knights, I think, might have tipped NRG out just a little bit here, especially considering that Knights is a team that's always kind of stayed in the conversation, but have certainly made a declaration here so far in this tournament.
And there was already an early chance. Justin tried to skip that one in, but it was just high. And we'll see if NRG can keep up that dominating performance. They had fallen to that Ghost Gaming team that they eventually swept 4-0 just previously. Can they keep that going? The Knights trying to keep this Cinderella story alive. Block from Squishy. Rodoko will pop to himself. Justin hits it down. ZPS, backward bounce. Garrett will get the block. Tough read. Squishy back to the ground early, going for a 50. Now popped back up. Justin off the backboard. Garrett very far out of the play. Now a chance for the Knights. Sosa off the ceiling, but Garrett breaks up the play.
A lot of space there for the Knights. Sosa opted just to pick it up and run with it, but NRG backed off of that play and let the Knights have some space. They're fortunate that Knights couldn't take advantage of it or couldn't do better with it, and Garrett did a good job of jumping in front of that. But the one thing about the Knights is they will go for it. If there's open space, they will take advantage. They will send the house on a lot of these plays where it feels like maybe NRG or even G2 didn't expect him to. Now Justin, he might get a second touch as he receives his own bounce pass and turned away by the Knights, but here comes Squishy.
And Justin, he had to turn and get a crazy hit on the sidewall to even get that ball under his control. Now the double tap from Justin, denied, rebound out to Squishy, that's saved as well. NRG, they take a couple of swings, but they only graze the Knights defense.
Yeah, getting a little dicey for the Knights side. Rodoko having to pull out a couple of tough saves. And here comes NRG once again. Lots of opportunity early here for NRG.
Justin stays on the ball now. Garrett's shot. That one, top corner, sliced right through the defense.
And I think Sosa might have gotten a piece of it here as he initially gets the challenge, but it comes right back out to Garrett, and Sosa puts it off the corner and in. Garrett gets credit for it, and I think the man in the net just thought Sosa was going to get the touch. And for the Knights, they've got to prevent these chances for NRG. You can't let them swing multiple times at your net. They will eventually crack you, and that's what we see there.
NRG keeping that offense going. And it's so tough when you have players like Justin and Squishy, even Garrett, who are so good in the air. Justin really has that next level of control as well. Justin off his own back wall will get the 50, bouncing down. ZPS. Solo play, perhaps, shut down by Garrett, right down to Sosa. Sosa, delayed shot. The 50 on the goal line, saved by Justin.
Great fake by Sosa there to slow down the defense, and it keeps Knights on the attack as well. Unfortunately, Rodoko couldn't get the touch, and NRG are going to break out, but a good attack from the Knights. We hadn't seen too much offense from them yet. 4 shots for Sosa. Now Rodoko can't put it away. CPS, can he follow it up? Knights with a huge chance there, and NRG get away with it.
Rodoko, he was so close to getting that read. It was the right play. He had the defense beat. Just didn't have that space once the ball bounced off the backboard. Control from Squishy off his back wall. Goes for the 50, gets the dunk. Garrett will clean up. Smart 50 from Squishy.
Yeah, great challenge from Squishy, especially since Sosa here as the last man didn't think that this challenge would go down and away and above on the bounce of Sosa, and just caught off guard. And I mean, how can you blame him? You didn't think the challenge would go like that. Fortunate for NRG there, and unfortunate for Sosa as he crept up a bit too far.
That was excellent presence of mind from Squishy. NRG, we saw them struggle a bit on defense, and Rodoko almost busted through. Now that shot challenges the defense of NRG as well. But the Knights, they've been had so far, at least in game 1. Backward bounce. DPS, that one's off the ceiling now. Double commit from the Knights, and they're going to give up possession. Squishy will pass it over to Garrett. Garrett has Justin in the middle.
Got boost. Ooh, he almost got a second flip reset there. He had 40 boost to get back to it as well. Knights now may have opportunity. Rodoko low boost wants to take the One-time shot. It does go high, but gets the defense to come out only for a moment, and Garrett throws it downfield for Squishy, pinches it back down to Garrett, and a good touch by the Knights to break free.
And Justin on 0, can't really get to the ball, and Boost getting stolen right in front of him. But Squishy, that was a clutch play on defense to get some breathing room for NRG. But we see a last-second goal. This is a good bounce. The Knights have to get one here, but a double demo from Garrett. He's paving the way, going for another bump.
Squishy, no boost there either to put away the shot. So it was all for nothing as Squishy just trying to force it through, tried to throw a fake as well, but with 0 seconds left, NRG will take game 1. And James, it feels like, I mean, from what we saw in the beginning, NRG obviously came out hot. They had a lot of opportunity, no doubt about that. But halfway through the game, it felt like the Knights really found their pace. And you can even see in the shot category, the Knights really did have the opportunity here in this game to tie up or at least get a goal. And it feels like there was a lot left on the table here for the Knights. And it's why when you look back at the teams here, the head-to-head, NRG's won the last 6. But in most of these series, all but one, the Knights have been able to take 1, 2, even 3 games off of NRG's in best of 7. So the Knights, this isn't like an impossible task for them here. And I think this game 1 was a good kind of taste test of what NRG is going to bring to the table and how the Knights need to react.
And you know the Knights still have that in them. You saw how close Rodoko came on that solo play. These Knights players, they have the ability to make those solo plays and get those team passing plays around this NRG defense. However, NRG starting off clean and such good pressure from them. See if they can keep that going.
And NRG's giving them the space too, James. There's a lot of space for the Knights to work with. And I think it's about being just slightly more efficient with it. There's a lot of touches that have no attention behind them, and they're just giving the ball back to NRG, which, you know, a team like NRG will just feed off of. The more chances they get, the better they are in a game.
Now Squishy from coast to coast. He air dribbles this one all the way.
And this is a great pickup by Squishy. Just enough boost. He just ran out there on that last touch to get it over Sosa there. And a beautiful pickup and air dribble from Squishy. That's the kind of skill and finesse that you would expect from a player like him. And he does it perfectly there with the boost that he had.
And that's like jumping from the free throw line to get a dunk. Squishy was taken off from a distance. All right. Gonna pressure the defense, backward bounce, chance for Justin. And Justin wasn't as clean on that shot as you'd expect. Or he'll turn, go for the double. Backward bounce pass. And we saw how important it is to be quick and to get to that challenge right away. We saw that in the Envy series. Envy dismantling Rogue just from the pace they were playing so close to one another, trusting each other. And that's, you know, even when G2's playing their best, just a well-oiled machine, getting in there, getting in the trenches quickly and not giving a team any space. The Knights, they've had some space from NRG, just have not abused it.
Yeah, they've had some space. Other times they don't have any space. And kind of to the point that you were just talking about, James, just a moment ago. Hold on, Squishy might put this one away. Is it on the goal line? It does go in. Look at the second touch from Squishy.
Game 2 is all Squishy. That shot had to hit the crossbar and the post and maybe nicking the crossbar at the end as well. Squishy, a heck of a start to game 2.
Yeah, talk about putting the team on your back. Those are some phenomenal plays. And it's funny because in series past, we saw Justin earlier today take over games, multiple games, maybe even a series. And now you're seeing Squishy here.
Oh, Garrett's on the prowl too. Oh!
It's Justin almost able to put it over there. Garrett trying to get the bump, but here comes Garrett again. Shot down, turned away by ZPS.
NRG, such speed. Double tap from Justin, barely missed it. Now Rodoko. That tap, again,
dangerous.
Letting it get away from him. It still bounces out into the middle, and Sosa will be there to put the Knights within 1.
An absolute gift to Sosa here. Squishy, obviously did not want to put the ball there. I think he was going more into a challenge rather than a touch out to the mid. And Sosa just has to basically slam his face into the car there, or into the ball rather. And the Knights do get one back off of the NRG mistake. You're not going to get too many of those against NRG, but the Knights will take it.
And they're right back into this game. Plenty of time left. We're not even halfway through. Justin got his flip reset back on that challenge. Garrett left Squishy helping out. Ground pinch. The ball ricochets out over to Justin. Off the wall to himself. Goes for the backboard. Sosa got rid of that ball a bit early, but still comes back to Rodoko. ZPS, the shot opportunity was pushed wide.
The Knights looking to keep that attack on. It's really just one good opportunity, and then it's immediately dissolved by the NRG defense. Here's Sosa, space to work with. Gets Squishy to turn his back, gets the ball back. Squishy still on the challenge and is able to break out from the midfield. Beats CPS to the ball as well, lobs it to the back post, and Rodoko finally slows him down. Squishy, a maniac individually in the midfield.
And those plays, Corelli, they can really change the shape of a game. When you can get those wins at the midfield, buy time for your teammates to get boosts so they can make crazy plays. And RG's looking pretty good, but that miss from Garrett in the midfield opens up the door for Rodoko. ZPS coming in with the help, delaying while rolling up the back wall. Garrett will be there, has some space. Gets bumped out of the play. Rodoko will keep the ball. Late flick. The shot blocked by Justin.
And he had options to his left, but I think he got too close to the goal. The ball too far out in front of him for him to get a good pass. Coming up now on a minute left, the Pittsburgh Knights, not as much opportunity as they had in the previous game, but still within one here if they can find another attack in the final minute.
One interesting thing we're seeing NRG do is when they're starting to get pressed down on their back line, you see Garrett going for a demo on the third man, trying to relieve the pressure. Squishy. Been a one-man wrecking crew. Garrett with the block. This one's off the backboard. Garrett the shot. And it's saved. That one won't have a rebound opportunity either. Cleared out by ZPS. Squishy to the side. And that was a close call for the Knights. Their game life flashing before their eyes.
And they might have an opportunity here. 30 seconds left. Sosa tries to play it out to the midfield, and Justin there on a big clear. The Knights just can't seem to find anyone on that initial pass at the moment. NRG always seem to have someone on the backboard, but maybe not this time. Here comes Sosa. They're going to drop down. Garrett gets up to it and clears it away. Justin there to help out, and NRG into the final 10 seconds.
Coming down to the final moment. Garrett wants to end any chance, and he will. NRG take game two. It was close, but NRG hold on.
It was certainly close, but when we talked about how much space the Knights had in previous games to now, it certainly has clamped down quite a bit. And one of the biggest reasons for that is NRG's first man, when after the play, he has made his initial touch, whatever had happened, he will actually rotate out, and he either gets the physical bump or cuts across on the transition of Pittsburgh Knights. So when Pittsburgh Knights then get possession, they try and break out. That first man cuts across as he rotates out. A couple times Squishy did that. Garrett does it quite a bit. And that just slows the Knights down so much that it makes it so hard for them to not only transition quickly, but transition effectively. And that's where a lot of the boost was lost for the Knights. You're seeing a lot of dribbles where they don't hold on to that boost. And there's not a lot of options at that point.
Yeah, and when you see NRG cutting across the field, threatening bumps, and even Garrett getting some demos on the back line, it can throw that rotation off. And like you're saying, Curly, that can slow the speed down as well. So even though the Knights are getting some space, they're just not able to keep the pace up.
And then you throw in the performance, the individual performance of Squishy so far. Like you said, kind of being that one-man wrecking crew and really being able to beat multiple defenders. It's so tough for the defense to keep up with that. And that's why we saw the Knights play so much more defense in previous games.
It's starting out pretty decently for the Knights. They have this ball in NRG's hat, but you see the demo again. And a bump from Garrett. NRG getting so physical. That fleck will test ZPS. And Rodoko was up for that ball as well. Justin, the double tap towards net, forcing the Knights to stay back. Squishy lobs it up. Garrett was streaking in, and ZPS will hit it towards net. Justin has Squishy on the side, and Squishy will control it. Garrett pinching it with him downfield. Now off the wall, Garrett will go straight towards the backboard. Sosa was ready.
Yeah, great pick up by Sosa there, because Garrett could have come down and dunked him if he just tried to one-time clear it. Here's Rodoko down to ZPS. Left eye shot was turned away by Garrett. That's a quick transition for Pittsburgh Knights. But how about Garrett for NRGs? He gets by the defense, and 1-0 NRG.
And not only does Garrett make that save, but then dodges the demo, gets over the ball, and puts that shot on target. He had no room to work with, Corelli. That was such precision from Garrett.
And Rodoko, I think, got a piece of his bumper. And Garrett
I saw sparks.
Yeah, I saw little sparks there, and Garrett's still able to break away from it. Here's Sosa. Can he get the equalizer as he gets Justin and Garrett to go? NRG have just done a stellar job of, even when they send two on defense, they're quickly able to move out through the midfield. They don't feel too many shots, but they are feeling a couple here. Again, a good clear by Squishy prevents that second and third chance for the Knights. They have to kind of regroup and regain possession.
And that double tap from Rodoko didn't help things out. It went backwards. NRG, even on defense, remaining patient, seeing what the Knights give them. Woo. Garrett, time.
He is working them.
Oh, man. Making multiple defenders miss.
Yeah, no boost there. He's throwing fakes. He's popping over. He's doing as much as he could to make sure he gets by the Pittsburgh Knights, and he gets by two with no boost again.
You really see some of the best fakes when players are out of boost.
Oh,
trying to sell it. Squishy doing as much as he could in that situation. The ball bouncing all the way out. And these first touches from NRG allowing them to get control of the ball and take the space that the Knights are giving them. And now the flip reset pass from Garrett. That was filthy.
Oh, my goodness. Take a look at this goal. Staying with the ball after the challenge, the flip reset to throw off Sosa. ZPS just whipped around, and he's trying to get his bearings. He didn't expect that pass to drop right in front of his box and couldn't react to the shot. Great follow-up from Squishy. What a pass from Garrett and NRG up 2-0.
Garrett never stopped boosting after that dunk. Man, Garrett really is something else.
A very instinctual play as well, knowing that challenge was going to kind of stalemate right in front of him. And NRG, once again, are on the attack. That's a poor clear from Sosa. Squishy couldn't come back. Garrett, smart play to not just dive at it, as the Knights are in a world of hurt right now. NRG, you talk about the first touch, James, absolutely right, especially on the defensive side. The challenge game going in favor of NRG right now, or at least what it feels like. And individual plays galore for all three of NRG at the moment.
NRG is looking frightening. This shot, Rodoko, does he have enough boost? No, he doesn't. And just enough to get back in time to watch it go in.
Rodoko had 5 boosts, wanted to go to the corner to see if he could pick up a full canister, then picks up 1 boost there, and that's the reason why he at least got the touch. But he was on nothing as he entered his box. A great placement by Squishy, realizing that there was a bit of a gap in the Pittsburgh Knights defense. And with no boost for Rodoko, turns into a goal.
Another chance for NRG. The delayed touch and the shot will have a rebound on the goal line.
What in the world?
Squishy lead blocker. Garrett faking the shot. It's bound to go in eventually.
Oh my goodness. Good effort on the save. But Garrett throwing a sidewinder shot there, finally put away by Justin. And like you said, everyone involved in NRG, a bit of a line blocking situation as well. Great work from NRG there as they're up 5-0 now.
And they're not letting up. Justin flicks this one in. Garrett gets the demo. Sosa, you know, what do you do in that situation? You hope. Pre-jump and hope.
And NRG steamrolling through the Knights now. And you thought maybe NRG played well in the last series. They have certainly pulled it together here again in this series, looking to take their 3rd game.
This rogue matchup, if NRG keeps playing like this and they get the win, man, we are in for a treat today. Justin, self-pass, goes for the shot. Ridoko will save that one. But it's so difficult. It's like there's 4 players that you can pass to. You know, you can take the solo play or pass it to yourself or your 2 teammates if you're Justin. It must feel like there's an extra player out there on the pitch for the Knights.
With 15 seconds left, it doesn't feel good for the Knights at all. This game in particular, 14 shots they gave up, 5 of them going in. NRG bit of toying with them as well in some of these goals, as the Knights just really couldn't put up any solid defensive effort or any offensive effort either. It was a very tough game here for the Knights, and they will have to regroup after taking a beating from NRG.
The Knights have scored a single goal so far. And right now, NRG has managed to put 9 through. They are dominating the Knights. And even individually, Corelli, we're seeing each player on NRG make these solo plays that are incredible. Garrett getting the flip reset pass, Justin passing to himself. He had the flick, Squishy making plays at the midfield, getting the air dribble from coast to coast. You know, NRG, they're playing up to their potential right now, and it is frightening to see.
Well, I mean, especially when all 3 individually are playing together, combining that with the team playing well, because there's a difference between when 1 player, 2 player, even all 3 players are playing well if the team isn't doing well. And it feels like NRG, they have both sides of the coin right now. Individually, they're playing well as a team. And it's, I mean, what are the Knights supposed to do? They feel so much pressure. They give away the ball so much. NRG are just eating them alive in some of these games.
NRG, they can close it out here. We've seen a few sweeps so far today. NRG threatening another one. Squishy will go, and that gets by ZPS, but ZPS did get the corner boost as well. We'll see how the Knights break out. Good pinch from ZPS as well. This could be a chance. ZPS.
Musty, not bad.
But again, the demo on the back line is going to open things up for Garrett, who gets the 50. And Justin right towards net. Garrett was trying to deflect that in.
And you can see how frustrating it is on the Pittsburgh Knights side. You have a great effort downfield by ZPS with the Musty, but then immediately you have to start thinking about defense with Garrett's demo. You have one great chance, but right back to your own net. And it's just so tough to keep those offensive chances going, having 1, 2, 3, 4 multiple chances on net. They don't come very often against this NRG team.
And NRG, they've been rock solid coming off their own backboard to get these stops and to get these reads. But Garrett, he has been the demo man on that back line. And that prevents the Knights from keeping that pressure on. You rely on that third player to come in and keep that pressure on. This one bouncing all the way back to Garrett. Will poke it off the corner. ZPS was up early. Flip reset. Passes off the backboard. But Squishy was there to get the block.
Another fine attempt by the Knights. Of course, the shot never came through, but the pass was there. And that's actually kind of been the story of the Knights. They've had some good passing plays, but the shot is always stopped by NRG. They always know when to send their man. And like I said before in the last game, they are winning the challenge game.
And this poor last defender keeps getting demoed over and over and over again. And now Garrett going for the bump as well. NRG embracing this physical gameplay. Justin gets bumped. DPS going on Garrett airborne. He wanted it.
I always love seeing those mid-air decisions. You know, he lost a little bit of that air dribble and decided, hey, I might as well try and take the defender out if I'm not going to get the ball. It was not the worst decision in the world. Rodoko's shot's blocked. The ZPS wanted a piece of Justin and didn't get it. And now Justin by himself flicking it towards net. Rodoko has to make the save.
NRG, they have been poking and prodding the Knights on the back wall, forcing them to make saves, looking for the rebound goals. The Knights, they've been struggling to deal with it. Again, only one goal they've been able to score. DPS, hard clear up. Rodoko Testing the backboard. And a booming clear from Justin. Garrett going for the double. Play broken up by Sosa. Center ball, Sosa. You can see the Knights multiple times in this series. We see more than one Knights defender stuck in the net.
Yep. And that's what happens when there's continuous pressure. Players start to bunch up in the net because they're low boost. They know that they don't want to leave the open net. If you have no boost, you can at least try and make the save and have a body in front. But the shot quality from NRG, the setup quality from NRG, the individual play from NRG is just so hard to stop. And when you're out of boost, it becomes that much more frustrating. Here's a chance now for the Knights. Sosa couldn't turn around to it quick enough. And Rodoko gets demoed in the midfield. Justin has all the space he wants. Garrett's on the back wall. He doesn't drop it back down to Justin. And the Knights get out.
Garrett, he has been ruthless this series. I'm sure that he's probably had 80% of the demos we've seen NRG make. But we're still scoreless. This one might be heading to overtime. The scoring drought for the Knights continues to play out. Garrett going for the bump. ZPS was messed up. This one's going to be off the ceiling. Justin back down off the backboard. Rodoko will get the clear. Squishy couldn't get that shot on target. Now counterattack opportunity. Rodoko flip reset.
He still got it. Oh.
Sosa the block. Squishy zooms in to make the save on the goal line. And now Squishy will lob it. Rodoko keeping the play alive. This one bounces high. Sosa up against Squishy. Squishy gets the demo. Garrett.
Keep it up.
They're going for the win. Justin to the sidewall. The pinch comes out to the middle, and there we have it. Overtime. The Knights, their tournament could end here.
And it's very similar to games 1 and 2. Tight games. The Knights have had some opportunity here, and they've kept NRG's opportunity low. But here comes Justin. And the Knights have felt that same pressure, though haven't broken here in this game. Can they squeak out a win here? You talk about the scoring drought. All they need is one now.
NRG been so good. Justin to himself. Oh. That one blocked. But Garrett ready to pick up where things left off. Justin now low boost. The shot denied. Squishy with space. Take his time. Now going for it. Rodoko was there, ready, and waiting for that ball. Sosa. Now this one off the ceiling. Squishy.
Wow.
Was already up in the air for that ball.
Yeah, he dodged a demo. That's why he was jumping. And now Justin puts it over. But Squishy did a great job of adapting to the situation. Now Squishy might put it away for the win. Saved on the goal line by Sosa and cleared out by ZPS. Just when you thought it was over, the Knights are able to stay alive, but Justin puts it again. Garrett off the back wall. Now Squishy, they're just playing around the Knights, playing keep away. No shots coming. And the Knights finally break out.
A demo on Garrett. Squishy. See what he does. Ball pinches out to the corner. Justin, hard hit upfield. Squishy will take it. Backboard pass. Justin off the ceiling. Sosa misses the hit. Garrett, first tap control, flip reset. Pass off the backboard. Garrett G does it again. Squishy scores, and NRG are moving on.
The individual plays from NRG. We've said it all series long, and you see it again from Garrett. The flip reset into the wave dash to bump the man out of the way, to set up the shot for Squishy. Can you ask any more of the man? And NRG sweep the Knights, holding them to 1 goal in 4 games. And they move on to play road.
Dominant performance from NRG, and Garrett G has really started to embrace adding the flip reset to his repertoire. We've seen it from him before, but in this series, so many key moments, key plays were from Garrett G getting a very difficult flip reset and utilizing it perfectly. We saw and using it for passing as well, not just for scoring, but getting those passes. That last play from Garrett, he did so much with very little. That was an impressive series from NRG.
Oh, absolutely. And maybe when we thought maybe the story was going to be about Squishy, Garrett said, no, hold on. Watch what I can do multiple times here in this series. Fantastic performance by NRG. And when all three players are playing like this, NRG are one of the best teams in North America, no doubt.
So NRG, they will be moving on to play Rogue in the lower finals. We've got that coming up for you right after the break.